board term ends in June. So I sent an email asking him if he would like to stay
Oh,
on
this
the
June.
vital position, but yes, you guys can vote him in, just kinda like we voted somebody into the,
Steve,
as a chair.
Yeah,
good morning.
I'm sure he's not gonna.
Didn't we do that?
there's Steve. So we gotta ask him if he wants to stay.
I was gonna ask him today, but he's not gonna be here.
Yeah.
We got
So
voted
I
on.
sent an email out, so if you guys want to vote that you wanna keep him here,
Well, I think he's a valuable member.
that's what I told him, it's a vital, he's a vital position.
Right. Right.
And then if you guys voted, then the mayor can then reappoint him at that point in time. The mayor has to
Well,
re-
then,
Did we discuss that at the meeting?
y'all,
We'll discuss it at the meeting.
Okay, at the end, we'll do that towards the end.
Yeah.
Okay. All right.
We all right?
Well, if Sarah's ready, we can be ready. She's in charge. You ready?
come on, John, you're,
Not hearing me argue.
she's got another minute to get straightened out, you're giving her a hard time.
Well, the audio's not working again,
Oh, it's not?
trying, but
Oh, that's an
I'm
old.
gonna record on my phone.
Okay.
All right.
The streaming should work. But her
So-
was
Just gonna be it's just gonna be silent videos?
Sure.
No, the audio's separate from
Just
the
move your
streaming,
mouse
so
so it
if
looks
you
like
watch
we're
the video
talking.
on the TV, you won't hear it. But we want you to hear it
Couldn't.
separate.
Oh, so you just have to watch the video then.
Kind of like in January when I was
That's-
having that panic attack.
All right, let's make this fast.
All right. Let's call this meeting to order to the City of Washington Board of Public Works, Tuesday, May 23rd, 7:30 a.m. Roll call, please.
John Dietmeyer.
Here.
Brad Mitchell. Mike Radetech.
Here.
Steve Richardson. Mike Coulter.
Here.
Chad Briggs. Steve Struber.
Here.
Stand for the pledge, please. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Okay, first item of business, everybody have a chance to look at the minutes?
Move the minutes.
Move the minutes, and second, all in favor, aye?
Aye.
Opposed? Minutes approved, thank you very much. I always hate to ask about priority items because something usually comes up, but is anything going on?
Well, I'll give you. We did have a priority situation happened, was it now 2 weeks ago, Carrie? 2 weeks ago? While the Gateway Fiber Boring Company was boring on Studeman Road, and there's a long story, and I could make this last till 10 o'clock, so I'm not going to.
Did you fix the
There's-
hole?
We fixed the hole, and we tore up a whole bunch of, well, the water tore up a whole bunch of asphalt, which is what it loves to do on Studeman Road, so there will be a bill from Midwest, or from West Paving for $27,000 to mill Studeman Road and repave Studeman Road with, yeah.
Do we have to pay that?
Yes, we do. So, quick version, so we don't take till 10 o'clock. There's several water lines on Studeman Road. Anyway, and those several lines have no tracer wire, and they're not on the maps. So when my locator went out, when my couple of locators went out and located for this project, they located one of the lines, which we thought was a 12-inch. Come to find out it's a 6-inch, so they hit the 12-inch.
Oh, well,
So-
now we know where the 12's at.
Now we know where the 12's at. It's all on ArcGIS mapping now. So anyway, so to cut this short, no, we can't. Darren's working with the insurance company to see if there's anything that can be done, but by locating standards, if we are off by 5 foot or do not locate the company, if they did due diligence, which was they potholed the line that we marked as the 12-inch,
It's us.
it's us, unfortunately. So
Well,
it
How much?
won't happen again because it's on maps now, but there's, one of the bad things about everything that goes on in Washington, in that part of town, is everything from, well, heck, Highway A, east to Rabbit Trail, and most everything else is cast iron up and in. So all that is PVC with no tracer wire. So we have to find valves, and when you have numerous lines in a spot, you see valves, you think, okay, that's the valve, and it's not. So then we try to do what a thing called witching. I don't know if anybody's ever seen that before, where you have the rods and you walk along. It works, it doesn't work. They tried witching it. There's a power line above the 12-inch. If you have power lines, if you have anything else around, it's gonna pick it up. So it just happened. So anyway, so every time we find a line, no matter where it's at, whether it's down by Rabbit Trail, anywhere we go, we've been updating the map. I've got, Sarah is my office GIS person, and Dylan is my field GIS person. He takes an iPad out. If we find a new line, he actually marks it online, and then Sarah and Dylan sit at the end of the day and they update the map. So we will have an officially updated map, I'd say within the way Dylan's running, probably the next year, we'll have our mapping for water pretty much 90%, 95%. Now it's like 30%.
How much longer are these guys gonna be tearing up everybody's yards and streets? I mean, they've been over on our end of town for, God, months, and they haven't fixed about half there's rocks in people's, yards and stuff, and they just come by and maybe they'll throw some dirt in it, but, they don't really tell you who the hell to go raise hell with. But how much longer do they have before all this thing is finished? Good answer. Okay.
But I do have to say one thing, and I guess in their defense, I'm not standing up for them by no means, but been doing this a long time. I've seen a lot of boring companies come and go. I've seen a lot of damage from boring companies that have damaged and just gone, and we didn't know about it. They're doing a really good job of not overwhelming our locators. If they can't find something, they try to do their best of calling and saying, hey, we tried to pothole it, we can't find it, can you come help? As a matter of fact, the crew's gonna go up and help them on Studeman Road again, because where we marked a 12-inch at where we thought it was at, it's apparently not, because they potholed it, so we're gonna go up and help them find it so that they don't hit the 12-inch again, and we have another whole situation. But they're doing a lot better than what any other boring company came through and did their work. They could have just came into Washington and they could have just started doing all this stuff in utility easements, and there wouldn't have been a lot we could have said to them, so we actually worked up an ordinance. We worked with them, got things set that they have to kind of follow some guidelines. I do have a name of a person that if this continues on, I can give you their name and number and you can
No, I
call
was just
them.
curious as to when this.
But how long it's gonna take, I don't know. They got a rock crew in now. Some of Rabbit Trail has got rocks, so they couldn't
Oh,
do
no
that.
question
So
about that.
they had to hire a rock crew, which took a while. So there's a lot of things that are going on, but, they're in my neighborhood. Same thing. There's holes all over the place. Luckily, my whole yard is rock. Literally, I'm sitting right on top of the hill. It's rock, so they can't go through my yard. They have to go around. So I don't have that in my yard, but both my neighbors do. But it's ongoing. So they won't leave Washington until everything is dressed up and back to the way it was. I can guarantee you that. They won't do that. But that's
Who knows when that might be, right?
yeah, exactly. That's
Kevin, in all the new developments, is there a tracer wire in all the new development? I mean, is this going to be a problem ongoing?
No, in 2000, right around about the later part of 2000, Scott Screwball and I was doing locating. We had started taking over locating, and they were putting water lines in without tracer wire. Some of Stonecrest doesn't have any. So we got with Gary, and we had a really long discussion, and finally, about 2001, they started putting tracer wire with
Okay.
all types. So everything from about late 2000, early 2001, now has tracer wire.
Okay.
But everything before that doesn't. So started putting PVC in about late 70s, 79 to 80. So everything from there until 2000 has no tracer
No
wire.
tracer wire.
Yikes.
So that's some of the challenges out there that the guys have, and when it happens, there's not a lot we can do but fix it and keep moving on and then put it on maps when we find it, and Sarah and Dylan are doing a great job on that, so anyway, sorry,
All
I
right.
took up 7 of those 10 minutes.
Okay, moving on to wastewater. We got a bill to Cummins for the repair of the generator at the treatment plant.
Yes, this is a vital piece of equipment down the treatment plant. If we lose power, this generator can run the whole treatment plant. Both sides, it actually can maintain the treatment plant as it sits with Ameren UE. It's getting older too, so some things happen to it, so.
All right. Bill for $12,266.03.
So moved.
So moved.
Second.
Moved and seconded. All in favor, aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion passes. We will send that on to the console for payment. Moving on to water. Anything else on wastewater? Nothing, I'm supposing?
No,
Nothing new.
no.
Cochran Engineering,
Yes, this is for the South Point ground storage tank. This is a pay request for $3,748. It's their engineering fees for watching the workers as they do things. They're checking all the submittals, going through all the steel submittals, making sure everything's okay on that, so that's part of what they're doing. We do have the water line now ran underneath of South Point Road, and it's into the site. So the road district can now pave their road and have all that done, so we're moving forward on that. So I'm expecting some partial payments to start rolling in on some stuff. That'll be a partial payment on that from KJU. There's a chance we'll start seeing some partial payments coming in on the call from Caldwell Tank for as they acquire steel and stuff. They'll send payments requests in. It will all be checked by Cochran, reviewed by Cochran, and if they don't approve it, it won't come to us until it's approved by Cochran for our approval. So
okay.
that is part of their contract agreement.
All right. We have a motion on that?
So moved.
Moved and seconded to pay $3,748 to Cochran. All in favor, aye?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion passes. We will pass that on. Thank you. One more pay request for Van Deventer,
Yes.
setting up the electronics is the way I
Yeah,
read this.
complete replacement of controls at well 6. This is a budgeted, long-term project. All of our wells, and we just had a discussion about that a little bit earlier before the meeting started on how many we have. We have 9 wells. What we're doing is we're bringing them all into the 21st century as far as controls, powers. Well 6 wasn't our oldest one, but we had a water line bust in well 6, which flooded all the controls, everything in the well building, so we had to replace the controls to get it back up and running anyway. So I was gonna start with well 4, or do well 4 because it's one of our oldest controls, but I had to move it to 6, so next year will be well 4. Then we'll move to well 8, well 6, or well 5, all the way through. So we're gonna bring all of our wells up to standard. We have well 7 done already. We have well 6 done now, and we have well 3 done. So we just got the rest of them to do. It's about energy savings. Our old wells that we have are what they call cross-line starters. So when the SCADA system says we need water, it sends a pulse to a relay, which then activates a starter, which slams together, draws all kinds of energy to start the well up, and then it creates water hammer and everything else. And when the well shuts off, same thing happens. It calls and says, "Oh, I'm full." The tower says, "I'm full." It sends a signal. The relay opens. The starter snaps, and then the water shuts off automatically. What the new systems do is it calls for water. The motor actually ramps up at a slow, nice, steady pace, drawing less energy. No start and water hammer. When it shuts off, the same thing happens. It says, "Hey, the tank's full." It says, "Time to shut off." The VFD inside of it starts ramping the motor down, slowly ramps it down to what they call a stop point, where you have a nice, calm, smooth stop and no water hammer. Water hammer creates water breaks, creates problems in people's houses. So we're working diligently to, what we do every day is to provide everybody with the safest, cleanest drinking water. One of the safe things is to keep water lines from breaking and causing problems there. So that's the scenario of what we're doing. We'll be doing it every year
So
until
we're budgeting one every year?
one a year. Yeah,
For the
because
next, what,
started out at well 7. That well cost us, I think it was $34,000. Well, let's see. Then we did well. I keep on forgetting what wells I've done. Well 3 cost us $41,000, and yeah, so it just costs a business. It's going up, but
And this will already be in the new one, right?
New budget?
It will be, I have, we're starting to work the new budget, so yes, it will be in the new upcoming budget.
Okay.
At about probably 44,000.
So moved.
Second.
Moved and seconded for pay request to Vanaventer Engineering. Any other discussion? All in favor, aye?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries. Thank you very much. Let's see, other business.
I have a couple.
You have a couple.
I have a couple.
First one?
First one is I want to let everybody know that this is Board of Public Works Week
Oh,
for the employees that work in public, or not the board, it's Public Works Week. For the employees that work in Public Works, that's for everybody. It's not just water and sewer, it's streets, it's everything that involves the public. It is this week. The mayor gave a proclamation at the last council meeting for the employees, and the plaque is hanging on our wall in Public Works.
yay.
But I want to thank my
Happy
guys.
Public Works Week.
Yep.
Yes.
I wish I could have had them all here, but they had to be out working. But I wanna thank all of my employees, all the employees, not just mine and water and wastewater, but street department, the guys that work recycling, the guys that work at the landfill. They all do a great job. They work hard. They come to work in Washington because they love to work at Washington. They love Washington, they love the people here. If we didn't have them, if we as supervisors didn't have the employees we've got, we wouldn't have the service that we get. So, I want to personally thank all of them. I know they're not here. I wish they could all be here, but they're not. So a lot of them like to watch YouTube and they like to watch our meetings, so they'll hear it. And anybody that's watching our meetings, if they see somebody out on the road, they just need to thank them because they do a hard job. Doesn't matter if it's 8 o'clock in the morning or 2 o'clock in the morning. They do what they need to do, so it's a week for those guys.
Good. Thank you.
The other thing is Brad Mitchell's term is expiring in June. I was going to ask him if he would like to proceed winning this meeting, but he's not here. So if you guys would like to.
I'll make a motion that if he agrees,
There you go.
we put him back on.
So,
And so now the mayor gets the opportunity of, I sent an email out to him to see if we'll get a response back, but, so now the mayor can.
oh, you've already
There you go.
talked to him?
All right.
Here's an email back from.
I was-
already
I was
talked
gonna
to
say,
him?
I did-
We don't care about your motion. Yes, he wants to do it.
Okay, so we're
Okay,
good.
Perfect. There you go.
All right.
So that is handled. Steve, not that you couldn't fill the position very well, but
You like that side?
I
of it?
like this side.
It's a good side, yeah.
I don't want Mike to be alone. That's right.
that is all I have.
Any other business from anybody? Our next meeting is scheduled for June 27th. And I will have to check. I don't think I'm going to be in town on that meeting. I'll check it. I'll let everybody know, but
Well, I'm really glad that Brad decided to step back in
Yeah.
because he takes your place when you're not here.
yeah, that's true, yeah. Anyway, motion to adjourn?
So moved.
Second.
Moved and seconded. All in favor to adjourn? Aye. Meeting adjourned. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much, guys.
Hell, we didn't know